I paid for the second phone my husband hid and the bill reached his mother. My husband Derek handles almost nothing with money, so I've paid every bill in our house for 8 years. Phone, electric, car, all of it. When we got married, I put us on a family plan with his mom Carol and his sister to save money. Carol's the account holder because she set it up years before I came along, but I'm the one who covers the whole thing every month. I just Venmo her and she pays it. It works fine. Nobody thinks about it. So a few months ago, I noticed the bill jumped about $30. I figured it was some fee, honestly, and let it go. Then it happened again. I finally called the phone company to ask what was going on. The woman pulled up the account and said there were 4 lines. I said no, there's 3. Me, Derek, and his sister. She said there's a 4th, added back in September, and read me the last 4 digits. It wasn't a number I knew. I asked when it was activated. She said it was added in person at a store 2 towns over. I kind of sat there stunned. I asked if she could tell me anything about it. She said she couldn't share usage, but she confirmed the line was active and texting daily. I didn't say anything to Derek. I know how he gets when you corner him. He goes quiet and cold and turns it around on you. So I waited. That night after he fell asleep, I went through his jacket, his truck, the garage. Nothing. Then I checked the one place I hadn't. The toolbox in the back of his truck he keeps locked. The little key was on his ring. Inside, under the tray, there was a cheap black phone. It was dead. I brought it in, plugged it into a charger in the laundry room, and waited. When it lit up, there was no passcode. Just a thread with a contact saved as K. The messages went back to September. Good morning texts. Pictures. Her calling him babe. One from a Tuesday said she couldn't wait for him to leave the situation. Another one from him said he needed time because I paid for everything and he had to figure out the money first. I read that line 3 times. He had to figure out the money first. I took pictures of all of it with my own phone. Then I plugged the black phone back in exactly where I found it, locked the toolbox, and put the key back on his ring. The next morning, he kissed me on the way out like always. I said, "Have a good day." I meant it in a way he didn't catch. Here's the thing about that phone plan. Carol, his mom, is the account holder. And Carol had no idea there was a 4th line either, because I'm the one who pays and she never looks. But she gets the paper statement mailed to her house every month with every number printed on it. So that Sunday, we had dinner at Carol's like we always do. Derek, his sister, Carol, me, roast chicken, the whole thing. Carol was talking about her garden. Halfway through, I put my fork down and said, "Carol, I wanted to ask you about the phone bill." Derek's head came up. I said, "There's a 4th line on the account. I've been paying for it since September. Do you know whose it is?" Carol frowned and said, "There's only 3 of you, honey." "That's what I thought too," I said, "but there's a 4th number. You want to tell your mom whose phone that is, or should I?" Derek said, "Can we not do this here?" His sister said, "Do what?" I pulled out my phone and set it on the table. Screen up, the thread open. Carol picked it up. She's got reading glasses on a chain and she put them on. She read for a long time. The kitchen got very quiet. She said, "Who is K, Derek?" He didn't answer. She scrolled. I watched her face when she got to the part about the money. Her jaw went tight. She said, "You've had your wife paying for the phone you used to talk to this woman." Derek said, "Mom, it's complicated." Carol took her glasses off. She set my phone down, slid it back across the table to me and said, "It's not complicated. She pays for everything and you hid a phone in your truck." His sister just stared at him. Carol looked at me and said, "The account's in my name. I'll have that line shut off tonight." Then she looked at her son and said, "And you can take that phone out of my house on your way out."